About got him clear, yep, but he'd held himself up there and got strung up in the gates for such a long time, you'd doubt he'll be starting. Some news from the previous winners. Be my person winning the previous race, Kieran McAvoy. Third race taken out by Step Ahead. He was a $150,000 purchase. Owner's keen to run him in the Guineas, but Record Ace is a bit concerned about the 1,600 metres. Says he'll definitely run 1,400, but that's about all. Now, here we go. 2 and 11 are both out. Mrs. Bentley and Frere Jacques, 2-12, 3-12 rather, and Caradan is the substitute. So Mrs. Bentley, Frere Jacques, both late scratchings, 3-12. The sub is number 8, Caradan. .com has returned to the gates, and they're all in now. Mrs. Bentley cantering down to the gate to come in off the track, which they need to do, of course, because at the 2,000 metres there'd be nowhere for them to hide up in that corner. So get them off the track and then we can get things underway. Starter is just waiting these horses to get off the track. Mrs. Bentley's off and Frere Jacques is about to come off the track now. So the light has been turned on, and after a long delay they're set to go. Caradan in navy colours has gate 7. Stood up well, they're away now. Caradan jumped okay, so did Forlorna. Sail of Century was a little slow. Sandbelt and the Fats get back early. Storm Edition began fast. Desktop Lover is being ridden along towards the inside. Now, down towards the judge. Forlorna's being joined by KJ's Rocket on the outside. Storm Edition third from Desktop Lover, fired up on the rail. Caradan just behind them, a length and a half away. Then came Sail of Century, Vitelli on the outside of it. As they go up past the 1,600, next is .com, Ekalaka, Sandbelt and the Fats last of all. Forlorna led. KJ's Rocket is a half length away second. Desktop Lover refusing to settle third on the inside, and Storm Edition's getting a good run fourth. A length and a half further back, Caradan. He's wide and he's going forward to join the leading horses. Might have to run to the front here. They're followed by Sail of Century as the favourite does take up the running. Next, Vitelli, Ekalaka, 2 lengths to .com, Sandbelt and the Fats last of all. Into the back they go now, 1,100 metres to go. Caradan in front, leads by 2. Forlorna is second, KJ's Rocket third, Desktop Lover the inside, and then Storm Edition. A length and a half, Sail of Century. Ekalaka a little worse in midfield on the rail. He's gone ahead 2 lengths of Vitelli, and then Sandbelt.com and the Fats last of all. Caradan runs to the turn at the 800 by a length and a half. Forlorna second, KJ's Rocket third. Desktop Lover on the inside, and then trailed Storm Edition with Sail of Century pulling out 3 wide. Ekalaka is going to try and go for runs between horses, and then Vitelli.com pulls out, and then Sandbelt and the Fats. Caradan led at the 600 from Forlorna. Sail of Century is coming with a run. Back behind them, Desktop Lover. There's Vitelli and .com taking off. Next in the field, Ekalaka trying to work through horses. Caradan by 2, Forlorna, KJ's Rocket. Vitelli runs on. Then .com, and back behind them then is Sandbelt to the outside, but it's Caradan leading by 2 lengths. Forlorna sticking on strongly, then KJ's Rocket and Vitelli. And next .com, Caradan by 2. Forlorna is second, and then a good battle for third. .com and KJ's Rocket are battling away strongly, but Caradan is clear. And it's Caradan. Caradan winning it well. Forlorna second. Photo third between Storm Edition, who's come back well, and .com. KJ's Rocket next, followed in by Vitelli, the Fats, Sandbelt. Next to finish was Sail of Century, and back behind those horses was Ekalaka and Desktop Lover.
8 from 5, Greg. Photo between 1 and 3. Late scratchings at the barrier of 2 and 11 as we watch the Danehill horse, the favourite proving too good. Luke Curry for David Hall. And that minor end of the issue between the 1 and the 3. We'll come back there shortly. While that was unfolding, the Group 3 Challenge Stakes from Awapuni was run. Here's the home turn home of this Group 3.
Zvez to the outside. Hibbert angles tit for tat away from the fence to come out and after them now as they swing. And Miss Jessie J get in right up and behind them. Zvezda travels well. Tit for tat's trying to lengthen on the outside. And Zvezda now, tit for tat, is getting to him. Look at Hale start to run home the last little bit. Zvezda fighting hard. yard. Tit for tat on the inside, 2 lengths away to Hale. Tit for tat and Zvezda. He's got to work Tit for tat, but he's got the legs on him again. And Tit for tat a half length Zvezda. Next home Hale a beauty. Back behind them Voltaire, then Miss Jessie.
Tony Lee calling the action. Hale, a spot-on run. First up from the Sandown Classic was a gem. Tit for tat from Zvezda. That was the betting order New Zealand and pretty close to it in Australia. That's the Group 3. That's our New Zealand card of coverage. Still awaiting third at Moonee Valley on 8-5. Third to be confirmed. Larry Olsen, as we stand by with you, a Midnight Warrior fan, are you?
No, I'm not, Brendan. Actually, I've got Mr. Fiorelli. The numbers are 8, 10, 4, 6. I had Mr. Fiorelli a special. I like him on his form. I think he's going to be very hard to beat. Mind you, I have not seen him in the enclosure because he didn't turn up. He went out a different way because he's got these manners, you know, but he's been backed extensively outside in the ring. Nothing else has come near him in that regard. So, you know, he's a horse I just think in an average field like this, he just stands that little bit above him. I've got him on top from 10 Tabasco School. I do wish you'd drawn a little bit better of an alley. 17 is very awkward, but however, the allowance brings her in nicely. So she looks beautiful in the enclosure. And then I got the 4 Midnight Warrior. I put him in. He's a good tough horse. A little bit of give in the ground suits him. And 6 Sure Sign, a good run his last start behind Ragnar. Always hits the line. A couple of others that looked well in the race. There was the 3, 7, 9 and the 15, I think it was, yes. Brendan, there was one horse in this called Forecastle.
Yeah, we'd like to know what's happening on course. Very interesting race here, Ian Craig.
Yes, the popular pick and the one the bigger punters wanted beyond Brendan is number 5, Mimes. Nice type of filly. Went round at the barrier with one of the clerks of the course, and she's been the best back runner in the ring beyond any shadow of a doubt. The Victorian filly, nice type. Fashion Victim has been easy on track. She's the second pick. File Rapid has eased, is the third elect, and Cons Amy has eased, is the fourth pick. So really, there's only been money for one horse to any degree, and that is Mimes. Well, Gay Waterhouse will be hoping for a change of fortune this afternoon because Aracena started a very, very short price favourite in the second, played up badly prior to going into the gates, came out of the stall skew whiff, its own undoing, and must barrier trial to the satisfaction of stewards before it will be allowed to race again, Aracena. And then in the third race, Fiery Venture, one of Gay's, resumed from a long layoff and was slow to go and finished out of a place. Anyway, she's got Mimes here. Mimes drawn in 2 is by Desert King. Interesting owners, the Wanless family, also Duncan Grimley and his wife from Coolmore. They've got Joe and Charles Curran in the ownership from Springdale Stud at Canandra. Mr. J. Johnston, so quite a few in the ownership of this filly who is the real McCoy, going on looks and going on what she's done in barrier trials. Whether she'll be up to the task in this race, well, we'll know very shortly. Previous event of the day was taken out by number 2, Yes Chief. Corey Brown beat number 3 majestically. 8 third, Road to Dance. 9 fourth, the player. 1 fifth, 4 sixth. Pearly Kings number 1 took the third, the second to 3 in Top Swing, and Private Steer number 1 won the first of the day. Now, slowly but surely they're getting them in. Repeating Alan Robinson, who met with a mishap at Newcastle prior to the first race, was planning on coming down to ride in the Villiers in race 7, but he's out with Jade Prince number 12 in the Villiers, Terry Jones, and race 7, the rider for number 9, Cosmic Rays, Lane Maloney. Now, what's happening over here at the starting point? Further money for Mimes. Mimes is 230 in New South Wales, but you won't get that on track now. Very big go for Mimes. And obviously one of these must be a little cantankerous. Now, Cons Amy moving in. Cons Amy, through its last start win at Kembla, beat Perfect Movement, who came to Newcastle and scored with ease today. Timbarina still away. Now Fashion Victim is coming up to line, the Victorian filly. Stagecoach Lass is still out. So too is Masked Lady. File Rapid behaves well, and Zeta Tate is not yet in. The favourite Mimes behaving herself very well in gate number 2. Mimes by Desert King from Clowning by Rory's Jester. Now Zeta Tate and a Masked Lady, and Nakia looks as though she's not quite in either. crowd quite good here this afternoon. The infield section of the Randwick Racecourse is undergoing transformation, and a lot of dirt has been levelled out at the moment. When it's all grassed up, it's going to look absolutely magnificent. Some new buildings going up, a new trainer's hut. Anyway, let's get back to action here. They're hustling the last couple of them in. Timberina's there, Nakia's there. Fashion Victim sitting back on the stalls. Now Zeditate comes up, and we're ready for a start. Race number 5 here at Randwick. They're off this time. Mimes jumped only fairly from gate 2, and Masked Lady dropping off. Fashion Victim away very quickly, and she'll lead on settling down from Nakia and Cons Amy. And Mimes is driving up on the inside. Timberina's not all that far away as they settle fully into stride. And a couple of lengths to Zeditate. And then comes Stagecoach Lash and Shady Henrietta. By golly, Fashion Victim's going fast, 500 to run. She's 2.5, Cons Amy, a length the Mimes, and then File Rapid and Nakia, followed by Timberina. And well back as they come round the corner, Shady Henrietta. It's Fashion Victim leading for home, a couple of lengths, Cons Amy. Mimes over on the rails, followed by File Rapid. And then at the head of the others, Nakia on the outside. Masked Lady's not is out of the hunt. It's being pulled up. They race inside the 200. Well, Mimes is not getting anywhere near Fashion Victim. In fact, now File Rapid has run into second place, but Fashion Victim, a low tired, is holding File Rapid. The roughy Stagecoach Lass flying will get up for second, but the Victorian filly does it all the way. Fashion Victim beats Stagecoach Lass and File Rapid, followed home then by Cons Amy, Mimes. Oh, what an ordinary day for the G Waterhouse stable. Then Nakia, Timberina, Zeditate, Shady Henrietta, and here's Masked Lady. Now, what has gone wrong with her, I don't know. One of the clerks of the course has picked her up with the rider just on the home corner. Well, gee whiz, there's been a few big wagers this afternoon on the 3 Waterhouse favourites, and they've all gone down the gutter. And this filly has done it from start to finish. Fashion Victim, she was tired to get a little tired, but she's been able to take it out. Number 1, Fashion Victim by Rory's Jester from Ad Tinsel, trained by David Hall at Flemington, written by Vincent Hall. And start number 2 for 2 wins. That adds further merit to the form in the Maribyrnong trial when she beat Pinchbeck. 1, 6, 3 and 2. Actually, Andrew Bensley watched that race with me. She's pretty smart, Andrew.
She goes really good. She's obviously heading up to the Magic Millions. And that form you mentioned, the Maribyrnong, it's really holding up. Ra Sun, the very good 2-year-old trained by Robbie Griffiths down at Cranbourne. The form has been very consistent, and again, it's held up today, Ian.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. All right, Andrew, nice to have you here looking from 100 feet down.
Don't rule out the Vicks. We've still got a couple of horses to go here, Ian.
Once a Victorian, always a Victorian. Now, it is 1, 6, 3 and 2. Fashion Victim, Vincent Hall first, rides very well. 6, Stagecoach Lass, a filly by Bite the Bullet. Norm Kelly, Jackson Morris second. Number 3, File Rapid. Gilded Time, Daisy Bates, John Hawkes, Corey Brown, and number 2 was the official 4th. And the exotic details here, Quinella 148.20, Exacta $230.10, and we'll have more in a moment.
Okay, Ian, all we await is the race time to be confirmed. And the Orloff family to the fore. They've had some nice horses go around in the blue with the white shamrock, including Miss Danehill, a former winner of the Queensland Oaks. So time to be confirmed. First 4 we have confirmed. So that was we've got 1 leg of the quaddie out of the way. That was the 4th race at Randwick. Then the 2nd leg is race 6. Take note, okay? So that is 4 Super Tab players. First 4 all races. Unitab first 4 is on race 6. So we'll have details on that when we get closer to. 4 minutes off Victoria Park. And it's Redadan, $6.90, and Tennessee Royale, $5.30. They're the 2 key ones on page 1. On page 2, though, the 9, which is Dancing Lass, now $5.60. Classical Rock seized on that earlier quote. Much longer odds elsewhere, as you can see. And Palazzo for Wayne Kerford in 2.11s from $14. Now, Doomben, their official, 207.38. Midnight Warrior beating Strange Conflict. Looking ahead, Moonee Valley's next is due to go 13 from now. Ratings worth 5, My Fraulein, ahead of Frangelica and Champagne Mist. Then we go to Belle Princess, 5 from 1 and 4, and then number 2. Frangelica, well fancied, as is My Fraulein. So not much between the Karen McAvoy and Greg Childs rides. Then we go to Blue Mar Wiener on page 1. There's 2 over the page, Ravens Pal and Silver Boom. Ravens Pal for Reese Wheeler is the best fancied of those. Top 8 in betting. This is the 6th race, the 3rd leg of the quaddie as we return to Greg.
First 2 legs won by numbers 5 and 8. Caradan winning the previous for Luke Curry. He's going to contest the Bagot Handicap on New Year's Day. Turning point in his recent improvement is the fact that he was gelded 6 months ago, and they've really got him ticking over well now. So just about right to go. Champagne Mist to complete it. Another ring through from downstairs. There's been support again for Frangelica, and she and My Fraulein now share equal favouritism, and there's been continued support for Ravenspel. Set now. 1600. Silver Boom the inside next to Primeval stood well. They're off. Frangelica jumped away okay. Blue Marwina, the one that was a little slow. My Fraulein got out well, so did Ravenspel. Belle Princess and the yellow colours is driving for the lead through the first 200 metres. Champagne Mist from an outside barrier is going up second the outside, and Frangelica is third from Silver Boom. Cloud Dance, Ravenspel wide and improving. 2 lengths My Fraulein. She's followed then by Oda, Primeval and Blue Marwina. Into the back they race now. Belle Princess in front. Champagne Mist is second. 2 lengths away Ravenspel. Caught 3 wide, gets up to third now, and they're followed Silver Boom. Frangelica getting a good trail. Cloud Dance a length and a half away, being followed by Oda. My Fraulein just wants to over race a bit. She's drifted right back to third last now. 2 to Primeval and Blue Marwina on the inside. Belle Princess went round the 800 turn 3/4 clear. Champagne Mist second. Ravenspel never been closer than 3 wide. Cloud Dance comes deeper. Frangelica's had a beautiful cart just off them in the white cap there. Silver Boom the rails. There's Primeval going quickly, followed by My Fraulein, Blue Marwina, and Oda is now last of all at the 450. Belle Princess joined by Champagne Miss and Ravenspel. Wider out Cloud Dance and Primeval. Frangelica's off the bit with her big weight. My Fraulein's gone past her as they cornered. Ravenspel goes to the lead now from Champagne Miss. My Fraulein runs on. Belle Princess battles, and so does Frangelica, but Ravenspel by 2. My Fraulein second, then Champagne Miss. Ravenspel's doing it well. My Fraulein a length and a half away. She's starting to close now. Ravenspel just in front. My Fraulein dives, didn't get there. Ravenspel beat My Fraulein ahead. About 3 or 4 lengths away, Frangelica's rallied quite well to get third, and then Cloud Dance, Blue Marwina made some ground. Champagne Miss Oda, Belle Princess, Primeval, and last Silver Boom.
Reese Wheeler, the winning rider. Ravens Pal for trainer Tony Noonan. As we watch this Kenny's Best Pal mare hanging on as charged My Fraulein into second and charging for first. Third going the way of Frangelica. So the late mail spot on there, 9, 5 and 1 across the line. Fourth will have full dividends for you. So third leg of the quaddie going the way of the late mail. So it's gone 5, 8, 9, first 3 legs of the quaddie. So that's all of that right up to speed. Larry Olsen, as they head out at Doomben, all of the attention's on this horse, Casimir, heading out. I'd like to ask you about Braw. How did it look for this first up tilt over the 1350?
Certainly looked forward enough, Brendan, to run a fair race. You know, didn't actually grab me in the enclosure. I sort of, well, you know, when there was others that sort of looked better, I sort of didn't put it there. But yeah, there's a horse that has showed good ability in Sydney, but of course I've queried the fact that he's only had 16 runs and he's a 5-year-old, so you know he doesn't have many runs and then put away. He mightn't just sort of cop it too much, but he didn't actually grab me, to be truthful. So anyway, that's what we come up with, and my numbers anyway. I'm going for one a little bit of value here, the 8, Awesome Warrior, and he's quite good value on the Totus to what he is outside.
Tab. This is a first 4 race for Unitab players as well as being the second leg of the quaddie. Page 2 in betting as we check that. Beau Real kept safe. Bit of money Brits best at much longer odds. Diarmond being kept firm in betting. Mrs. Tendulkar, one of the ratings horses from the Bart Cummings yard. Amazing. Bart has won every feature mile in Australia except for this race. His son Anthony Cummings has Typhoon going around with Bernadette Cooper aboard and Vendetta's at $10. So some amazing stories that could unfold here, including the trainer of the top weight. This man should, Tim Martin, this man gets married tomorrow evening. Arlington Road.
Presses the button and they're off, and Baghdad missed it. Regent Street getting back with Typhoon, and Huge Demand and Arlington Road are the joint leaders from This Man Should and Silver Birch Diamond. Then Brit's Best closely followed by Brantwood Manor, Kutamutu and Jade Prince, Mrs. Tendulkar. Then the stablemates Vendetta and Boreal, and Brit's Best is going to be pratted very, very wide out. Close handy next is at this stage Carp Gun. Just ahead of it Wyangan Pines, Regent Street followed by Raw Instinct, and then comes Typhoon. Laurel and Argy is second last, and Baghdad is last. Coming onto the side, and Arlington Road to the lead clearly now. It's about a length and a half in front from Silver Birch. 2 lengths away third, Huge Demand. Diamond fourth, followed on the inside by This Man Should. A length and on the inside, Crop going up on the inside of Jade Prince. Followed at the head of the others by Brantwood Manor. A length and a half to Brit's Best circling the field, and then Kutamutu, Mrs. Tendulkar, Boreal. 1 length of Vendettas, Regent Street, Wyangan Pines, and then Carp Gun. Raw Instinct, Typhoon, followed by Baghdad. At Absolute is Lauren Alaji. Around the corner in the Villiers, and Arlington Road is the leader. A half to 3/4 Silver Birch. A length away to This Man Should, waiting for the run. Jade Prince, and then Brantwood Manor, Diamond, and here's Boreal at the distance, and Boreal sprinting like a gazelle. Races to the lead. Beedman and Boreal bound clear. Silver Birch is battling on, but it's Boreal in front. This Man Should late, but Boreal wins the Villiers from This Man Should and Silver Birch. Arlington Road, Baghdad, Diamond, Brantwood Manor, Jade Prince, Crop. Then came Raw Instinct, Kutamutu, Regent Street, followed up by Mrs. Tendulkar. And then came Laurel and Argy. Further away was Wyangan Pines. And then came at the head of the rest, Carp Gun, Huge Demand. Mrs. Tendulkar pulling up quickly with Crop, Typhoon, and Vendetta's near enough to last in the Villiers of 2002. Boreal's won it. Number 8, ridden by Darren Beedman for John Hawkes, a son of Octagonal, Boreal and Spring Thor, a bay gelding, a 4-year-old. I wonder whether Lane Maloney might have had a hard luck tail on This Man Should, who finishes in a photo finish with Silver Birch for the second placing in the Villiers. Boreal, start number 11, win number 5, and he was able to stave off his main rival. It was a race in which big punters only wanted to back 2 here on track, Boreal and This Man Should, and they certainly were right on the knocker. Here are the numbers: 8, 1, 5 and 2. Number 8, Boreal, Darren Beedman at 580 and 240. Number 1, This Man Should by Man Should from Our Gilded Lily, Tim Martin, Lane Maloney, 250. Number 5, Silver Birch from Melbourne, from Flemington, trained by Mick Serkey, by Forest Glow from Bendara Lass, Jason Patton, 380. Number 2, Arlington Road, ran 4th. The Quinella, $17, exacta 34.20. First 4, 1,066.30. And the margins coming up now in a blanket, a half length, a short half head, 134.89, sectionally 36.41. It was a thriller, the Villiers of 2002. And now let's check those official TAB details for New South Wales.
Okay, as listed on screen, Chris Kearns, a thrilling result.
Absolutely, Brendan, and stable foreman for John Hawkes in Sydney is Peter Snowden. And Peter, that was a fantastic win, beautifully ridden by Darren.
Yeah, he had a lovely run. We thought we would need luck from a wide gate, but things panned out well for us. Probably touched further back than we thought we might have been, but he had cover, and coming the turn, it was just a matter of him popping out because he was travelling extremely well, and a very well prepared horse, and a great win today.
Yeah, the indications were after his first up run that he was going to certainly be right in the finish, and that's proven correct. What are the plans? He's by Octagonal. Any plans for him?
He's one of these horses that's just been steadily improving every time he's came in, and this preparation is like most octagonals. As they get older, they get better, and this fellow fits that bill, and both his runs this time into being outstanding, and who knows where he goes from here, but just on today's performance, we're very, very happy with that effort.
I'll let you go and welcome Darren back, and congratulations to you, Jack and Bob. Happy Christmas, Pete.
Same to you. Thanks very much.
Peter Snowden, who is, of course, the stable foreman for John Hawkes, a brilliant win in the Villiers today to Boreal.
And the time, Chris, very interesting, 1:34.89 but a slower section home, so the early pace set up for something to come swooping home, and with that slow last section. First four in Unitab players on those placings of 8, 1, 5 and 2. On Unitab, 2,639.40.
Bush Outlaw at $4.10, the tote favourite ahead of Kashkai at $6.20. They're equal favourites on course. Tan Princess at $7.10. It's also been supported on track into third pick, and Off to Sea has come in for some good support on course as well. All in. Racing now. Kashkai jumped okay, so did Off to Sea. Bush Outlaw away quickly. Super Elegance driving through in the early stages, trying to be up on the pace, and Blue Danzig drives up the rails. Super Elegant from Blue Danzig. Flashline is third. A length and a half, Tan Princess. Bush Outlaws around her, and Off to Sea Deeper still pressing on. Followed by Where's Dad's Cash, Let's Planet the rail, and they're trailed then by Grey Regent, who's on the inside of Gifted Ground, and then Kashkai. Sir Talek is well back through the gap with No Deposit, and Ulrico up to the turn now, and Super Elegant drew about a 3/4 of a length clear to Blue Danzig. Flashline, Tan Princess is fourth around the turn, followed by Bush Outlaw, and further back is Off to Sea and Let's Planet. Kashkai pulling out wide, but into the straight now, and Super Elegant for Oliver leads by 2 or 3 to Flashline, Tan Princess, Let's Planet, and Bush Outlaw, but it's Super Elegant well clear. Oliver wielding the whip, and it holds them out, and Super Elegant all the way beat Tan Princess, Bush Outlaw third, then Where's Dad's Cash, Let's Planet. Grey Regent, Kashkai wider out, and then came No Deposit, the weakening Flashline, Ulrico, Gifted Ground, followed in by Off to Sea, Blue Danzig, and Sir Talek one of the last in. Good effort by Super Elegant to get home, 11.20 and 3.30 from Tan Princess 2.80, and I think Bush Outlaw third to pay $1.70. Just kept on rolling. Super Elegant, it hasn't won a race for 2.5 years. First up from a spell today, first outing since April, and jumped and ran and just kept on fighting something. In fact, it sprinted away from them coming around the home turn, and won in comfortable style. First up for 9 months, and as I say, hasn't won a race for a long, long time. A brother to Mr. Elegant and Elegancy. She's been a very good producing mare, this Ever Elegant, but this horse's last victory in May of 2000 in the National Stakes at Morfordville. So a long drought being broken there by Super Elegant and Damien Oliver along with Tony Vassal. Super Elegant now a 5-year-old, taking it out 13, 14 and 1. They're through and official now, and they've run 58 seconds even. 58 seconds even. And the fourth number yet to come through. So 13, 14 and 1. There's the totes coming through, 11.20 and 3.30, 281.70. Quinella at $53.90, the exacta $88, trifecta $377, and the other divvies aren't through yet. Here we go, just before we leave you. Daily double today, $51.40 for 8 and 13. Running double paid $98.20, and today's quaddie 5, 8, 9 and 13. The dividend $4,155.70. $4,155.70. 5, 8, 9 and 13 for the Moonee Valley quaddie.
One more race.
Riderless. Again, a tick of money late here for Bumptious, seeing her just edge out Clay Shaker. And Fair Embrace. Now, Fair Embrace about to come up. Moving it as all. Ready to go now. They're off this time, and they jumped in a pretty fair manner, and the heavily back Clay Shaker straight to the lead. Miss Goldie Horn second from Centre Thyre, and Century Kid and Bumptious going quickly. Then Missile Sam Umbani, followed by Cosmic Rays, Fair Embrace, and then a break 2 of Future Force, a length the Progress, 1.5 Academe, Nanny Maroon is well back. So's Natoire, and 3 lengths to Knickerbocker.